To start or not to start? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the throws and receptions of outrageous talent, or to take arms against the lack of bench depth, and by dropping players end them. To win, to lose, no more. Welcome to week one of BHL. You're talking to Carl Carlton, the two-time, back-to-back, 2005-2006, fourth and goal season champion, 5'8", with a knack for football knowledge. Let's dive right into this week with a recap of a few notable transactions around the league. The Certified Beauticians picked up running back Devonta Freeman off of waivers a week before the NFL season started. But guess what? He ain't even on a team yet. Freeman's a free agent that hasn't signed, but last season he suited up for the Falcons and was a top running back, and even a season ago he was as well. Maybe he's waiting for the right fit, but Beauticians GM Joey Watling is betting that Freeman finds a home. Secondly, the Steamboat Willies swapped wide receiver Mike Williams for QB Baker Mayfield, who will fill in and need a backup QB for the Willies behind Dak Prescott, and with a plethora of wide receivers depth, they could afford to lose Williams. All around great move for Brittany Chappell. Now, moving on to the Ferguson City Crazy Cat Ladies, they made a move as well, picking up running back Chris Thompson and dropping running back Nakeem Hines. GM Andrea Weston stated she got some inside information from a confidential league informant that Hines sucked and wasn't worth keeping on the roster. Every week, we have 5 action-packed matchups in BHL, and now's the time to recap all the games around the league. Starting with the Weapon X Mercenaries versus the Molly Mavericks, 186-139 beatdown by the Mercs. Josh Jacobs led the way with 36 points, QB Aaron Rodgers with 34, and wide receiver Adam Thielen with 31. A trio of 30-point players. That's incredible. The Mavericks countered with Lamar Jackson getting 30 points, and Dallas Goedert, who's actually the second tight end on the Philadelphia Eagles, got 24 points. It's pretty good for a backup tight end. Wasn't enough for the Mavericks this week. They dropped to 0-1, but they'll look to bounce back next week. The Steamboat Willies crushed the Hawkins Demogorgons, the reigning champions, if you know what I mean. It was 158-94. Big blowout. The Willies with the second most points behind the Mercenaries with 158. Devontae Adams led the charge with 41 points. It was a first-round pick. Chris Carson, 24 points. Mark Andrews, 23. Pretty good numbers right there. The Demogorgons, the only one over 30 points was Russell Wilson, the quarterback, and that guy's a stud. It was a great pick by the Demogorgons and Shannon Danaher, the GM. But other than that, not a whole lot going on for Hawkins. And you know what? Maybe it's the way they prepare for game day. I mean, let's look. The Mercenaries had 186 points, Demogorgons with 94. Let's see some tape about how Kyle Busch and Shannon Danaher spend their football Sundays. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Come on. No, of course. Come on. Go. Come on. Do it. Yes. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my God. Just catch the ball. Am I right? My God. You know what? You don't even have opposable thumbs. You'd catch that, right? Jeez. This guy stinks. Oh, my God. If I lose to Morgan, I'm retiring from fantasy football forever. That's it. I'm done. They better pick it up. I guess let's just go and see what Shannon's doing, watching the game probably. Oh. Everybody loves a rivalry. The Ferguson City Crazy Cat Ladies took on the Westerners, and they dominated. 132-99 for the Cat Ladies with the W. Kyler Murray led the way with 28 points. Also with 28 points, the Cat Ladies' first-round pick, Ezekiel Elliott. The Westerners countered with Jamison Crowder with 24 points. Kind of a surprise. It was a late-round pick by Dave Weston. It paid off here, but not enough to get the Westerners the win. Joining me on the phone now is Crazy Cat Ladies GM Andrea Weston. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Carl. It's an honor to get to meet the back-to-back two-time champion.
Oh, come on now. You're going to make me blush. Well, let's get down to it. How important was it for you to get the win in week one?
Super important. I've been a fantasy GM for over a year now, and I know everything there is to know. Going 1-0 to start is the only way to go undefeated.
Ain't that the truth? What a killer mentality. I love it. You went up against a bitter rival of yours, Dave Weston. Is it true that he hasn't beat you at football? I don't think he beat you last year, did he?
It's true, Carl. He tries so hard and can just never get it done.
Rob Gronkowski was a major bust in Week 1, which led to Dave's demise and your triumph. Why do you think Gronk had such a bad week?
It's pretty simple. The guy took a year off to party and booze. I think there's still too many Bud Lights in his system.
Well, thanks for your time, Fergie, and good luck in Week 2.
Go crazy cat ladies. Meow.
The Beauticians and Chocolate Frogs went to battle where... Wait a minute, got a phone call. 1 second. Hang on. Get it. Yeah, this is the 2-time champ. Oh, hey, Dave. Yeah. Yeah. What? I mean, it is a fact that you kicked your ass. No, I don't know. Take it up with Gronk. But I don't care if he's still hungover. You drafted him. You give him a call. No, I don't have his number. People call me. I don't call them. They call me. The Certified Beauticians took on the Diagon Alley Chocolate Frogs and came away with the victory by the narrowest of margins, 120 to 111. 9-point victory. Cam Newton on the Patriots picked up 27 points. Christian McCaffrey, the first overall pick with 28. Julio Jones, a second-round pick with 25, led the way for the Beauticians. The Chocolate Frogs, Josh Allen, who got picked very, very high for where he should have been, came away with 31 points, so a pretty good pick by Christina Ward of the Chocolate Frogs. The Skellingtons came away with a 120 to 114 point victory, 6-point victory over the Mad Hatters of Cheshire. Deshaun Watson, 23 points for the Skellingtons, along with Dalvin Cook with 22 and DeAndre Hopkins with 29. The Mad Hatters counter with Calvin Ridley with 34 points. So all in all, everybody had some points getting thrown around in this week. But every week in football, there are players who don't live up to the hype. Here are some guys that soiled the bed in our first edition of Duds Not Studs. Starting off with the Steamboat Willies and Austin Eckler. 9 points. They couldn't get the receptions going. He couldn't catch a ball, and the backup actually had more points than him. Michael Thomas of the Demogorgons, 5 points. He got hurt. Drew Brees wasn't in sync for their top QB. He might be out for a few weeks, so hopefully the Demogorgons can get some depth going. Speaking of Hawkins, Joe Mixon, second-round pick, only 6 points. So all in all, a pretty brutal start for the Demogorgons who wanted some points from their top guys. Mixon's working with a rookie QB, AJ Green is back, and there's some chemistry issues clearly. Stated before, Rob Gronkowski of the Westerners, 3 measly points. I guess he's still shaking off that retirement rust. Also from the Westerners, Odell Beckham Jr., 5 points. And if you guys didn't hear, apparently he likes to get pooped on. I don't know if that's true, but that's something we've been hearing in the media. Moving on to the Certified Beauticians, Le'Veon Bell only with 6 points. The Jets with just a horrible O-line, and I think Bell got hurt too, so he might be out for an extended period. Maybe the worst of all was the Chocolate Frogs with Christian Kirk of the Cardinals getting 1 point behind Evans and Fitzgerald. He might get pushed down the depth chart for good. Mike Evans, who's also on the Buccaneers, from the Mad Hatters of Cheshire, got 7 points. He's a second or third round pick, I forget which one it is. Tom Brady just couldn't connect with him yet. They're going to have to work on their chemistry in the weeks to come. Finishing it off with the Skellingtons, Evan Ingram, the tight end from the Giants, only picked up 3 points. He was a top 5 tight end from last season, and he's really fallen off, so hopefully he can pick it up for the Skellingtons. Now, of course, who picks the exact perfect lineup every other week, except for the Mercenaries this week? Here are some players that sat on the bench and excelled in our edition of Shoulda Played. Jerick McKinnon on the Demogorgons got 13 points. And Chase Edmonds also on the Demogorgons, 13 points. Can't really blame the GM on this one. As James Conner and Joe Mixon, they're clearly better, they just had some bad weeks. Darius Slayton on the Westerners had 28 points on the bench. He's emerging to the top target of Daniel Jones, the second-year QB out of the Giants. And they also had Juju Smith-Schuster sitting on the bench getting 25 points. With the return of Big Ben Roethlisberger, you should see Juju get a better look this year. John Brown of the Chocolate Frogs had 19 points on the bench, overshadowed by Stephon Diggs. He's still a top receiver on the Bills. Raheem Mostert of the Mad Hatters, 25 points. Robbie Anderson, Mad Hatters, 25 points. Both of those guys, maybe they see the starting lineup next week. Alan Lazard of the Skeletons picked up 18 points. Davante Adams is on the other side. He's taking pressure away from Lazard, so that's how you're going to see those top targets. TJ Hawkinson is also on the Skeletons. He had 17 points for the Lions. He's finally showing life. He was an 8th overall pick in the NFL, and he's finally showing it. And finally, Nyheim Hines, free agent, dropped by the Cat Ladies. 27 points, 2 touchdowns. Why would you drop him? Now we're going to go with our 4 Week 1 MVPs, starting with Davante Adams, the top scorer of the week from the Steamboat Willies. 41 points. I swear, Chappie, since last year you've been making some sweet, sweet picks and trades with some help from some random clients. So, I want to congratulate you on another stud pick in Davante Adams. Follow me into the stadium. I want everybody to hear this. And I really hope you heard every word of that because you really deserve it. Moving on with our second MVP, Josh Jacobs of the Weapon X Mercenaries. 36 points as a 3rd round pick. Pretty good pick by Kyle Busch. Thirdly, Russell Wilson of the Hawkins Demogorgons. In a losing effort, but 35 points. Shannon Danner has a QB of the future for her franchise. And 4th, Calvin Ridley of the Mad Hatters of Cheshire with 34 points, emerging as a top target behind Julio Jones of the Falcons. Now it's time for our Week 2 primer. 2 juggernauts go to war, the Mercs and the Willies, putting up huge numbers in Week 1, and they go to battle now. Projected is 136 to 130 for the Willies. We'll see what happens. Secondly, Battle of the Felines. The Cat Ladies versus the Mavericks. Has 128 to 125 Cat Ladies victory projected. Third game, Make Believe Land Clash. Diagon Alley versus Hawkins. The Demogorgons come away with 122 to 116 projected victory. Fourth, Fancy Fight, the Westerners versus the Mad Hatters, has the Mad Hatters coming out on top, 128 to 116. And lastly, Gorgeous and Gore, the Beauticians versus the Skeletons, has the Beauticians coming out with 115 to 107 victory. So that's all for this week. I swear to Tom Brady, I am getting a haircut this week. This salad is getting out of control. This mustache, grow forever. See y'all next week. Good luck.